All right.
So cool. I've never like used this before, but this is so neat. Okay.
Isn't it so much better than Collaborate?
Oh
Yes,
my gosh, yeah.
it is like the most worthwhile part of Google Plus.
Okay, so there is trying to think.
Hmm.
So
Uh,
she's more in the agricultural aspect.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Definitely agriculture. But I mean, that's also something we talked about is we can
Okay.
talk about food science. We can also talk about agriculture because just anything related to getting food to people and making sure that women are getting involved in this STEM aspect. Because I mean, agronomy is still a science, right?
There is
Yeah. Do you guys hear that noise?
it's hang on a second.
Might be a bit of an echo.
It's a playback of hang on. I
So
got
she's
this.
more in the agricultural aspect. Oh, that's my voice.
Definitely agriculture. I mean, that's also something we talked about is
Yeah.
we can
Now,
science. We can also talk about agriculture because just anything related to getting food to people and making sure that women are getting involved in this.
and there's my voice.
Because I mean, agronomy is still a science, right?
Yeah. Should I
Why
put
am
my
I
earphones? Do
hearing
you
me?
think it's because of my earphones?
I don't know. I think she might have had a. I think it might have been playing on YouTube or something because she was trying to record it.
Oh.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right.
are you able to see the picture that I uploaded?
No, I don't see your picture.
Let me try leaving the chat and coming back in.
Okay.
Dina, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. I can see you now.
I I really hope that I fixed it, but I think it was because the recording was playing.
Okay. That's fine. Um, Keith said that he's gonna get back in because he uploaded a picture and then I couldn't see it, so I think he's gonna try to get back in.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Oh crap! It's doing it again. I really hope that I fixed it, but I think it was because
Yeah, I can hear it. Is it is it coming from you, like your video, or is it?
I don't. I only have this open now, so I'm not quite sure. I have. Um, hmm.
And then like it says you shared the WGS 210,
Uh huh.
and then I think it's like um I think it already recorded us to a certain. I guess it's been recording, I guess, but I don't know. Cause do you know like do you see like on the like the Google Plus homepage and like I can see like you on the left and it says you shared this
Mm,
publicly.
okay. Let's see. Go home. Loading. Oh, okay, yeah, I see it now. So it's shared publicly. And okay.
Are we recording still?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, good. American Agro Women. What's that?
It's not really important, Keith, but we still can't see a picture of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried. I don't know. It's uploaded. It's showing up on my main profile, but it isn't showing up in Hangouts for some reason.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so what do we tonight we have to submit. One person has to submit the proposal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think it's. Is it one person has to submit it, or one person has to put it on the website?
I think both, because I'm looking at one of the things we have to do, and then it says one person from each group will copy and paste the problem statement, intervention, and implementation plan on the Moodle forum. So I think we have to. Yeah, so one person has to do that on Moodle.
Okay.
And then it says individually complete the team project information form. So yeah. I think that's different. Let me see. And that's like all it is I'm about to do it right now. It just says our project number, our first and last name, and then if we created the Google site. That's all that is. So I'm going to do that right now.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
Number again, 14 what?
Just a second. 1429.
Okay, so 14. Yeah, that takes like a quick second. Did you create? No.
Also, in case any of you are interested, there it is.
Did you send us something else? Let's see.
I think this also has a better ability to filter out feedback, so you don't need to wear the headphones.
I agree. Yeah.
That's good.
So, besides submitting it on Moodle, we have to submit it here where it's on the left side where it says proposal, problem statement, intervention.
Yeah, we have to put it on the website and submit stuff on Moodle, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so we have to do that all tonight then.
Okay, so for our problem statement, it says, identify a list of gender-related challenges in the box below and highlight the one you want to address. Meet as a team, blah, blah, blah. Discuss which challenge is most important and interesting to your team. So...
What's the gender-related challenge? I think that...
I can't even type in the box.
I think you have to go to...
You have to actually be on the page. Okay, gotcha.
Do we just sign in?
Yeah, there's a page actions thing up in the corner. You see where it has the little gear? I think you can edit it from there. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Page settings, maybe? No. I have no idea.
Okay,
so I can create a new page.
Rebecca, if you want me to tell you how I did it.
Yeah.
All you do is scroll down to the bottom, and then it's gonna say there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs, and the first one should say sign in, and just sign in, and then it automatically, and then you'll like see your email up at the right hand corner, and then, like go in and like edit. But you have to click edit page, which is the little pencil on the right.
I see. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So let's say
There we go.
I'm gonna. Okay. So do we want to kind of type out the answers to these on our shared little Google Doc, and then we can just copy and paste them over there? Hey, Erin.
Hey, sorry. Technical difficulties.
That's okay.
Hi. Can see you now.
No problem.
So, Erin, what we just did is we opened, I'm not sure what you can see on the chat yet, but Keith posted a link over on the group chat to the right. And if you can't see group chat, if you go up to the little blue box with the lines and click on it, it should expand.
Are you able to see the one about Heather Darby?
Sure. Let's see. Hang on.
Okey doke.
List.
You know what, Keith? I'm gonna try to copy it and post it again because it might be so in live time that.
Okay. I see. I see an extension to a uvm.edu, and then a csu.edu. Two different postings.
Yeah.
So on that Google, the sites.google.com one, if you right-click that and open a new tab, that is, and then if you should see the WGS 210 final project.
Yep.
Okay. So Dina, you said all the way down to the bottom, right?
Scroll down to the bottom, and then it's gonna have like 5 tabs, and then the first tab says sign in.
Yeah.
And then sign in, and then you're gonna it's gonna like redirect you, and then there's a little in the right hand corner. There's gonna be a little pencil, and you click on that, and then it'll allow you to edit the page.
Okay.
All right. So what we're trying to do right now, if we're all in agreement, is just to go ahead and do the problem statement really quickly. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. So the other
I need to come
thing.
up with a title for the project, actually, because I just put a placeholder in.
Okay.
What do we want the title to be? I just put final project for now, but
I'm not very creative, so.
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of like a work backwards person. So maybe if maybe we have we might be able to pull from our problem statement if we all agree on a problem statement.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's a good idea. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Um,
And then,
Mhm.
Erin, if you go to do you see on the left, if you scroll to the left of the the Hangout, there's like different tools. There's the Google Drive over there. Can you see the shared document that we have going on? It's just got our summary and stuff on it.
It's in Google Drive.
Do you see that little button right on the side of the Hangout? That's the Google Drive button.
Yeah.
triangle.
Yeah.
Hit that and see if it brings up the Google page.
Okay. I've got to see what paragraph from Dylan.
Yep.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I figure we could probably work on that so we can all see it live, and then somebody can just copy and paste to the actual site on the edit page.
When we're done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
so what are the questions we have to do?
Okay,
Let's see.
problem statement says task A, identify the list of gender-related challenges in the box below. So obviously our actual project is going to be one of these, right, that we're trying to answer a question to, or, you know, say it's a challenge, but then we can just come up with other random ones, like the other one that Erin had when she originally made the post, one of the other things that she talked about for a group project. So I guess we could just literally list like 5 things that we see as a group as gender-related challenges.
Yeah, it's just talking about like specific. I mean, in general, right? Just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gender-related challenges.
I'm just going to read, I'm going to go back and read what I wrote about I kind of just wrote a proposal statement, and I'm just going to go back and look at that real fast, see if I can't pull something out of there too. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste my final project proposal so you guys can read it, if that sounds good, and then that way you can look what I'm looking at, and we might be able to pull some stuff from here.
I'm like fascinated by this. This is so cool.
It's insane. It is insane.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I like to like see y'all's faces now, like
Yeah, you kind of attach people and pictures, and
Yeah.
it's nice. That's definitely kind of a downside to the distance ed thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry about not having a webcam, but
I just thought you were being really still.
and amazingly blue.
Right.
All right, so kind of my first statement is potentially satisfies a gender-related challenge that the general consensus of people is that women are only involved in food production as cooks or consumers. Thoughts?
That's a good one.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great, because one of the other questions I thought that we could ask when we do our simple questions is who shops for groceries? And we have the list of people, and obviously they're probably going to pick out the woman or a woman in the group, and that goes right with it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we talked about, I think, was our whole focus is on shifting the frame of the discussion away from women as caregivers to women as people having to learn to, do this stuff because it's cool and because it's maybe something they'd be interested in, instead of as it's just your role in society.
And not just taking in information about food science, but actually being innovators and creating information about food science. Okay, so it looks like Dina's got the challenge that we're actually going to use, right?
I don't know. I just highlighted something.
Yeah, so I think we should copy and paste that one into the list of our challenges, and obviously that's the one that we're going to highlight as the one we're using. So the other ones we could literally just make up anything that we...
Yeah, it's just a list in general.
Yeah. So we're fine including like food science, soil science, or agricultural science, or anybody who's in any field like that, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be exactly what we're talking about. I think we're just showing her how we came to that we just picked this one out of a list, Like we're almost working backwards a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of, I didn't expect that because it feels like we've already moved past this point by coming up with an idea. All right, let me look. I'm just going to look back at my notes here. I mean, we could go off of what the last unit proposed with, how we're force-fed imagery that tells us how we should feel about our bodies and how men should feel about our bodies, kind of that superficial aspect of things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, they're just a list of challenges, and we don't have to we're not going to expound on those, so we don't have to do any research or anything for them. So let's see. Okay. what are some other industries that are science related that
Industries like besides the
like food and what about just regular computer engineering? We can just say
computer engineering, that's male dominated.
Are we just showing challenges in general, or are we showing the ones that we're going to be focusing on?
well, it says that
A list.
it says make a list of gender-related challenges, and then it says number 2, discuss which challenge is most important. So it's almost like we're working backwards a little bit. We've already decided which one is most important, so we can just tack a couple things and make a list so that it meets the criteria, I guess.
One of the things that sorry.
Go for it.
I gotcha.
One of the things I touched on in one of the posts I did was the lack of availability and support in the corporate structure for paternity leave. And that's been a big thing lately. I don't know if you guys remember that baseball player took like 3 whole days for his wife to have a C-section, and he missed a Major League Baseball game, and he got a ton of flack from people like sports critics and stuff like that, and just the general public. So the lack of what is it? I think she called it something like, and I think we're getting ready to touch on this in some future units, but instead of science-based parenting, it's this sexist-based parenting, or I don't know. I'm sure we can come up with a better way of wording that, but
it's a good one too.
That's not particularly fair to anybody involved. Yeah.
Right, and that is a gender issue on both sides. You know, the stereotype that it's going to be the female that takes the maternity leave simply because of the physical aspect of it, but it's also still a gender issue because the male has the right and should have the privilege to also have,
also time off, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to mention some other male-dominated, or are we just going to put computer engineering?
Okay, so we've got computer engineering.
I would say, like, I don't know if this is relevant, like construction or architecture. I just feel like
just about any field of engineering or research. I know that in the material science department we have very few undergraduate women, and maybe like 2 of our professors in the whole department are women. So, yeah, that we're definitely kind of not got a lot of women participation in material science.
So, Keith, we want to say material science is also male-dominated, not only from the student demographic, but also from the professor demographic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, most of the women I know who work in the material science department are not professors. They're one form of bureaucrat or another, clerical workers.
Okay.
So admittedly, Dr. Dickey's pretty good, but still, she's one of only 2 female professors in the whole department, so... Right.
Okay.
There was one other article, I don't know if you guys will have read it, it wasn't one of the required ones. There's another one in the course textbook. Is called The Anomaly of a Woman in Physics. And she used a phrase that really kind of resonated with the way the department, at least the material science department, and a lot of other academic departments that I've visited are kind of viewed by the male people in the department, is it's kind of seen as a bit of a retreat atmosphere. And she described her experience in the Harvard physics department as being like that was one of the big reasons she had trouble getting along with them was because there was this male retreat atmosphere, like a sort of golf club or something. that she just kind of had a hard time getting in with. I don't know if we could maybe mention
Okay.
that.
We could touch on the lack of women in textbooks and their contributions. One of the websites that I posted on this today was womenyoushouldknow.com, I think it was, and there was a really cool article. I think it linked to the magazine Discover or Discovery back in 2002, actually, and they profiled like the 50 women in science. It was insane how, I mean, I didn't know about barely any of these women at all, and they had major contributions, running the linear accelerator at Harvard. I mean, just crazy stuff.
Here's another one that I haven't heard mentioned. Lack of women authors in scientific textbooks, because just kind of looking at every single textbook that I have here on my wall, I know for a fact that the vast majority of these authors are guys, except for maybe
Sorry,
a couple
I'm looking at something.
with like a guy and their wife. So, yeah, that's
Okay, so I put
unrepresented women in science textbook authorship.
okay. I put lack of published women in science. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Published also, that sounds like it could include journal articles, and I guess I'm talking about textbooks. I don't know if
Okay.
they're under journal articles.
Okay.
You could say peer-reviewed. If you write peer-reviewed, then that will indicate textbooks and journals
Yeah.
versus journalistic articles in a magazine.
Yeah, I heavily suspect that women are underrepresented in journal articles. I don't know that statistic off the top of my head, though.
Hey, Keith, what can you repeat to me what you about the Harvard physics? The male-dominated. It was almost like a lounge, or can you describe that one more time?
The atmosphere of a lot of academic departments is like a retreat or a lounge, and it's just sort of a hostile environment for women. It's uncomfortable.
Like the woman almost ruins the ambience of
Yeah,
the lounge.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. These are a lot of reclusive guys who maybe not spent a lot of time interacting with women, and then they find this atmosphere where it's just they're one of the guys for the first time in their life, and then a woman comes in and is trying to do her thing, and it just throws them off, and that's something we have to work on combating. So.
So how many of these points do we have to list?
So we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 with our own. I think that's good, even if we don't make anything about the advertising. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and look how short the ones are that she has listed. So it doesn't have to be.
Super
I think it just shows the effort that we talked about the challenges, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're kind of general. I mean, we may even be able to pare down like the fact that like material science is male dominated and just basically say that STEM is an established group of fields that is completely male dominated from the ground up. I mean, that's the basis of the class, and it may seem really obvious, but that's the basis of the class too. So
I know there are some. I think the biology department is actually slightly more women in the undergraduate level, but then it stratifies once you get into people who actually end up getting jobs.
right.
More of the guys get the better paying jobs and the higher what would be the term, reputation jobs. So
Yeah, I'm a biology major. I'm human biology, so I mean it makes sense, but
yeah. It seems like a lot of that is due to women kind of getting railroaded into fields that are not necessarily the academic fields. Like you get your biology degree, and there's a lot of push to go and become a doctor or something like that. So you end up not. So a lot of women end up not being in academics, but then even those who do seem to be underrepresented in professorships and the like. So,
Yeah, a lot of the students in my major end up doing some sort of graduate, whether it be med school, PA school like I want to do, or
PA school?
dental school or something. So yeah, you're right. There's not that many that end up going, especially into research. I feel like it's more male.
What's PA school?
Physician's assistant.
Ah, okay.
So.
Having looked at what it takes to become a doctor, if I was doing biology, I think I would rather do PA, but...
So would I. That's why I want to.
Yeah.
Aaron, you said something about you're doing surgery yesterday. I don't know. I just remember you saying that.
Oh yeah, I work for the ophthalmology department at the vet school, so I'm a clinical technician. So I help run that service, and we had 2 cataract surgeries in dogs today.
Oh, okay. Nice. I was just curious because I heard surgery and I was like,
yeah. Yeah, I'm a registered veterinary technician. So basically a nurse for animals, went to school for it and have been doing it for the past 8 years.
So we have 2 female scientists in the group.
That's true. What are you doing, Rebecca?
I'm in communication in public and interpersonal comm, and I work for the state. I'm an adjudicator, so I make law determinations on unemployment benefits. So definitely, but it's in some of the departments it's very male dominated, obviously, with it being law. But there's a lot of women in my department too, so too many.
It's funny. And then, Keith, your material science?
Yeah, over on Centennial.
Now, so Keith, I'm putting NC State up here for our little thing about material science department. That is what you were talking about, the department being male. Okay, got it. Do you have experience in the material science field, or are you starting out in that?
I've been in the department for a while now. I mean, I'm not actually in a group at the moment. I'm looking for a group to get with, do some like undergrad research with, but right now I'm not affiliated with anybody in particular.
What do you want to do with that?
I like electronic materials. That stuff is really cool, which means a lot of like ceramics and piezoelectrics and that sort of thing. We do have one group that's doing stuff with superconductors, and that would be fun. But the group doesn't sound like the best one to join, so
It's cool. We're all like different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the first question. So should we just complete it and then copy and paste, or should we just go ahead and copy and paste on the website?
Let's see. Let's put
our...
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so...
Oh. Well... Okay.
Sorry, that's my dog. Exclusive.
Okay, there we go. When are we expected to involve themselves in food production as home cooks or end consumers? Not scientists and researchers. There we go.
I think those are good.
Yeah.
Should we leave that one the way it is, the trending topic, or do we want to kind of... I like how I'm pointing at something like everybody can see what I'm pointing at.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Maybe in the contributions, necessary contributions, or of, well, I hate to exclude like other, like sexual orientation couples and stuff like that. And the need for contributions from both partners to the welfare of the family.
Yes.
What did I just say?
And the contributions of both partners to the welfare of the family.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And the contributions of both partners to the welfare of the family. Yep.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay. Trying to change the text color. I don't know. Okay.
Are you guys taking other classes or?
This is my one this semester, just working full time.
I'm taking intercultural communication, which is actually overlaps this. Like sometimes when I'm reading, I forget which class I'm reading for.
Yeah.
Okay. Copy and paste?
I think so.
Is it all the same size? It should be, right? I mean, yeah, I guess.
One of them looks...
The first one looks bigger, doesn't it?
Not really.
Yeah, it's 10. I'll fix it.
Which one looks?
There we go.
Yeah, it looks.
Is this one too? Yep, that's 10. 10. 10. Okay, should we all leave it? Are we leaving it all as 10 or 9? Shouldn't it be 12 font? Does it matter?
I don't know. By looking at the web page, doesn't it look about 12? Or like looking at our our thing. What is it called? Our web page.
I would just say at least 10 or bigger in case she prints it out and it's easier to, because 9 is pretty small printed.
I'll just highlight everything and make it 10. How about that?
Yep.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, so then we just need to note before we copy and paste that this one is our...
Yeah, she said to highlight it, right?
It says describe or discuss which one is the most important to you. So the topic, should we just say literally the topic that, or the challenge
we want
most important to our group, challenge most important, yeah, to our
challenge group.
Or maybe the challenge we propose to address with this project is?
Or found the most important to explore. The challenge group found the most important. The men are only expected to know nothing. Is that okay?
Challenge.
yeah.
Challenges are only expected. Yes.
Women are typically expected. Can we say that?
Yeah.
Typically expected to involve themselves. All right. Can I cut and copy and paste?
Yeah, I think so.
Do it.
Oh. Okay, so then Keith, once we do, okay, I'm saving it to the I saved it to the Google site thingy. Okay. So can y'all already? Is that live for you for y'all to see that it's already up there?
Let me try refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
That's so cool. There's a little bit of a space.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it appears to be formatted, but now that's odd. The background on some of them seems to have turned a slightly different color.
Yeah, the first 4 have like the white background.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? Because one of them was something we copied and pasted from somewhere else, I think.
Oh.
The bottom one, and then we kind of played with it, so it kept its formatting. Okay, but the funny thing is, I can't actually see that. All right, let me try to.
I had to retilt my screen to see it.
Yeah, it's
I don't
very.
necessarily think that's a bad thing because it kind of sets that apart.
I don't think it looks bad.
No,
Oh,
I don't think we're going to be graded as much on our formatting for this.
I hope not.
I don't know. So.
Gotcha. Okay, but at least we can. The meat is there, and if it's important, we can go back and re-edit that. Okay.
I mean, if it was just unreadable, then that might be a problem. But I mean, it's fairly obvious what we're talking about. So.
Okay.
So,
all right.
do you all feel that it says discuss which challenge is most important and interesting to your team? Do you feel like, I mean, that was more of a statement than a discussion, and I was just looking at the intervention ideas, and obviously that's going to be kind of more about the specifics of what we're doing. Do you feel like we need to elaborate on this?
The number 2.
And
When it says discuss which challenge.
Yeah.
Let's see. We might need to just a little bit.
And I'd be fine kind of taking out the specifics. And obviously, like, I don't mean to, like, be, like, you should have to use what I say. I don't mean it like that. But we could take out the portions on my project proposal that says, like, our goal is to video survey, because that's more in the intervention ideas aspect of things, but just we're elaborating on it, talking about why food science is important as a STEM challenge going, now, and we could kind of do something like that, and that would be a little more on the, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like just the one statement might not be enough of a discussion about the topic, why it's that important.
Yeah, we can always just elaborate a little more and then just kind of state in the intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All
All right. Well, then obviously, okay. So, Aaron, we can copy and paste your sentence about the reality is that women are food scientists, farmers, and agriculturalists, and top quality chefs as well. And then we can, like, maybe just change it. It says by showing active women, we could say we feel that we could show active women in a field and expose opportunities, that kind of thing. We just switch the sentence around a little bit to say how we, not like exactly what we're going to do, but
I mean, yeah, I'd be fine even taking out both of those sentences, because that's what I feel like our purpose is in the intervention, is that we're going to show that there are active women in the field, but that there needs to be more. So really just explaining why this is a problem is kind of how I'm taking that.
Right, like especially the second half of your proposal, where it says food science and agriculture has been a traditionally male-dominated. That, I mean, to me, that is our discussion, right? I mean, that's a...
Mm-hmm. But there have been successes by women, which are important, and it's going to be important to address the topic globally going forward. Mm-hmm. So I'll just cut this out for a second.
Mm-hmm. Cut one out.
Yeah. Why did that not work? Let me just do this. Nope.
Yeah, I'm looking on Summon on the library's website to see if I can find anything. But,
Why is this not working? Cut. Why is that not working? Command X. There we go.
this is an encouraging title for a paper. It's called Women in Agriculture. Okay. Okay, so it's a thing, African Women in Agricultural Research and Development. It's an award funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and USAID, developing research and leadership skills among top women agricultural scientists in Africa. That's actually kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so where are we at now as far as, or are we still trying to do the first?
Do you want me to just copy and paste this paragraph that I just cut that one section out of into our page?
And get the DOI for the thing. So women in agriculture, DOI, whatever. Where do you want us to put these? Like maybe down here?
What was the question?
What do you want us to? I'm just making a thing for scholarly articles.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Is everybody okay, though, that I go ahead and tag this on to the end of our challenges thing so that part of, we can move on to the intervention aspect of?
Absolutely. And if you'll just when you copy and paste it, if you'll just put number 2, since that's actually number 2 on the, and then I'll redo the other one as number 1 with the actual other list of challenges, okay?
Okay, I see what you mean. Black. And alrighty.
And then they'll go in that same box, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That.
For whatever reason, it is beeping at me when I try to copy this paragraph. Oh, maybe that just did it. Okay. Alrighty.
What?
Okay, yeah, this one's in some other format. There we go. Okay.
Trying to read the articles, or the next thing we have to do.
So I think Keith is posting some of those, and then I'm just going to recopy the number 1. Okay, but I will wait until. So, hey, Aaron, once you're done with the number 2 part, if you will just paste it right underneath the number 1 part, and then we can copy that. I think we'll have to copy that whole thing at the same time and put it on the site. Okay.
Okay. Say that again, because I already copied that from our Google stuff that we're doing to get the Hangout into the page. So, and I'm just working on it on the page itself.
Oh, you're okay. So you're working it on the Google site, not on our
Hangout.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
One thing is, I'm trying to figure out why this looks different. It does look different.
Okay. So it wants us to use.
What?
That looks better.
So I'm gonna get on Google Scholar to look for. Keith, is that where you were going to find articles? Okay.
I was using the library's Summon website. If you go ahead and do Google Scholar, and we're coming at it from 2 different sites, then that'll work
Okay.
fine with that.
What do you guys want me to do? I feel like I'm just.
Dina, will you get on? Okay, you see where it's got the. If you go to the Google site page as part of Task B. I'm
Actually,
about.
I found one. If you don't mind me interrupting, it's food prices and food shopping decisions of Black women.
Ooh.
Yeah, this looks good. They're looking at exactly the type of thing we were talking about, is nutritional choices among African American women. It's kind of. I feel like this is the sort of thing where we're kind of getting back into that old frame of women as the shoppers or whatever, but it's also a nutritional choices thing, so I'm not sure if we want to include that.
Well,
so what do you guys?
No, I think we should put it up there and just take a look at it and make sure that it references how they really are the end consumer and they have no part of the production and innovation process.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. So they are acting as the end consumer because that's their role that we've kind of established.
Yeah.
And we need to break out of just that for everybody's benefit.
Right.
Okay.
So it could definitely be relevant, like once we actually look at it. But so Dina, if you go to where it says use Google Scholar, and right-click the link for Google Scholar and open a new tab, I'm gonna look for another article because we need it. What, 3?
At least it says.
Okay, so maybe I'll find one and you find one, like Keith's doing, and we'll pop them up here as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just do that in the DOI so we can find them again, and then it's fine.
Okay. So then,
Any of you know what a factorial discrete choice experiment is?
what?
Nope.
A factorial discrete choice experiment.
I wouldn't even know how to type that in Google search, to be honest. I don't even know what you're saying.
I'm trying to read that article about shopping decisions of Black women, and evidently that's the type of experiment they performed.
So, did you guys look at the page that I posted on Google Plus this afternoon that was on the harvest.cals.ncsu site? They actually reference they say, it is widely known that America is facing a serious long-term problem in educating sufficient numbers of women and minorities in the STEM field. The number of minorities in STEM disciplines is not only in decline, but there are not enough students from these underrepresented groups entering degree programs to help close the divide in the future. And they reference an article from Furman, and it lists it lists the reference as it would be a works cited type of deal. Do you want to add that in, or?
Yes, absolutely.
What was it again?
Now,
I will.
I'm looking at that link, but I don't see the exact where you were reading from, though.
It's the first paragraph. It says programs at the top. You might have to maybe I didn't click the whole link. But if do you see diversity cows?
Okay, hang on.
Here, I'll try and copy that and edit it, or copy.
Trying to find an article and it's not working, but let me try again.
All right, try clicking on that.
Oh, I got it. Okay, got it. I was looking at the other one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so if you go to that page, at the bottom, it actually has the reference for where they pulled those couple of sentences from.
Look at you. Okay. All right. Hey, Dina, if I read something, Dina, if I read something out to you, will you type it in Google Scholar?
Yeah. Hold on. Like type it in the search engine? Yeah. Go for it.
Factors influencing career choice of ethnic minorities in agriculture.
So you said factors influencing career choice, ethnic minorities in agriculture?
Just put an of in between choice and ethnic.
Here, what I'll do, I'm just gonna...
And then search.
And I'm gonna copy and paste that other reference that's on there.
And I didn't hear back from the lady that I called and left a message on her office phone and emailed her. So I will let you guys know. Hopefully she's not on vacation. That would be unfortunate because she is the diversity outreach person from food science and nutrition within CALS. So I'm just utilizing her as a research, as a resource. If any kind of help that she would have. So hopefully we'll hear from her.
And my friend that works at Cooperative Extension, he helps edit the materials that they write for food nutrition education. So I told him about it, and I said I would need to talk. I said, he was like, well, what do you need from me? And I'll get it. And I said, well, let me actually talk to you and tell you what our project is about and see if you have any resources that might overlap. Right. So I'm probably going to talk to him in the morning. Okay. So hopefully if we might be able to get like physical resources, like a pamphlet that,
Yeah. I think helpful to this project will be our ability to bring in resources from the outside. I mean, I think Dr. Murphy in as much said that in her email, maybe was it earlier today or yesterday, or I can't remember, it all runs together. But, kind of building on having our own creative ideas and expressing them and all that content, but also having the building blocks and the foundation from others, I don't think it's a bad thing.
And then and if we can figure something that overlaps what we're doing, then great. If not, then...
Yeah, did you guys...
testimonials or just like materials like you were talking about, like advertised materials for the Cooperative Extension, I think you said?
No, it's actually food and nutrition education. So materials that they distribute to schools. So not advertising for the extension itself, but for teaching food and nutrition. So yeah.
Okay.
So I searched the thing you told me to, Rebecca, and there's just one article called Ethnic Groups and Boundaries. I don't know if we're trying to focus on that, because I'm looking through and talking about like the ethnic, the differences, but it's not really talking anything about gender.
Okay, can you copy and paste that into NCSU libraries? I'm going to copy and paste mine in NCSU libraries too, because we might need...
Yeah. It says the social organization of culture difference. I don't know if this one is... got another one.
All right.
Copy.
And then the first one that comes up is factors influencing career choices of ethnic minorities in the thing you told me. It's an actual article.
That's what we're looking for. That's it.
Okay, I just posted a link if you guys want to look to. It's called Changing Femininity: The Social Construction of Women Farmers in Norway. It was published in 2008, so it's fairly recent. But it literally, the first statement is, certain character traits have always been attributed to women and men due to their gender. Women are considered, for example, to be caring and intuitive, technically incompetent or indifferent, and men to blah, blah, blah. So that kind of, I think, goes along with the fact that this is a global problem, not just here.
Right. And it goes to the root cause of the stereotypes that women don't do science. You know?
Yeah, exactly. European Society for Rural Sociology.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Do you want me to paste this?
You have the link to it, Dina?
Yeah.
That would be great. And you might have to, if you hadn't done the paste yet, you have to do the Control-V. I don't think it'll let you do a right-click and paste.
I don't know. Do you guys want, I found a citation. I don't know. Do you want me to just do the link or this?
Will you do the link, and then we can then we'd have access to it to pull it up?
Yeah, you're right. See, with my major, we don't do a lot of these things, so it's like I've never really been good at writing English. That's never been my forte, and history. So just bear with me with this.
Oh, girl, I gotcha.
We all bring different set of skills to the table. We're good.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
So we don't just. So we've got to actually read these and pull from them. It sounds like.
Well, we've already done yours, right? Or who was reading the one about women are caregivers, men are the technical thinkers?
Yeah, that was the Norwegian one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to, let's see.
Because that can be part of our kind of almost a lit review in the beginning of our paper.
Yeah.
That's where we're getting our data from, right? Because is that a peer-reviewed journal?
It looked like it.
Okay.
And y'all can edit this thing that I posted if it doesn't work, but I just did the title and then the link, so.
Okay, yeah, it should go to it, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can.
So isn't that 4, including the one about?
Yeah, we have quite enough articles at this point, I think.
Okay.
So what is Dylan still in our group? I'm assuming.
I think he is. Was there a problem with him getting out of the Hangout?
He sent an email earlier, and it said, hang on a second. I feel like an idiot because I'm using my computer and I'm still checking my email on my phone. Okay. He said, hey, all, having some car issues. May not be able to make the meeting. I support whatever y'all decide if I'm not there. So that was earlier today. Now,
Catch him up later.
yes. And another thing, I don't know if y'all read this earlier, but I completely forgot about this yesterday. We were like, I wonder if we know women in food science. My cousin works as a food scientist. She actually works for Monsanto at RTP. And she did organic chemistry at State. So I told her that. She said, yeah, you can pick my brain about my academic experience in the science program, and also, she's like, I'm in commercial crop. So, but I said, hey, it's something. So,
Yeah.
I don't know how we could use that.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. My only problem is that the only person I know, I do know somebody, a grad student in the soil science department, who would be like the perfect person for us to work with on this, except that she's also my ex.
Oops.
Bummer.
I'm not sure about that one.
Me and my cousin love each other, so we get along really well.
That's funny. I don't think I know anybody in.
So I was thinking, I was like, okay, I would either just like do a dictation of what I talked to her about, and we could integrate it however we wanted to, like as an interview, and put it in our paper, just citing her as a reference as a food scientist, maybe.
Yeah.
But then I was like, could I also video her and ask her some, like the little snippets that we saw about the female scientists, like the geologists and the physicists and stuff. We could do a snippet. I could ask her some questions on video, and if we wanted to incorporate that in our video, we could, I could edit that in, but
Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe I'll think of some things to ask her and see if any of it is relevant, what she has to say.
All right. So are we set on the articles portion?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think our only fault will be that I'm trying to set up my Google Scholar settings so that we can actually, I can access and read the articles, because it sounds like our problem statement, I just want to make sure that the content does indeed reflect the points that we're making in our problem statement, and that, if we have two articles that are somewhat redundant in what they say, just because I haven't read them, I don't know, that's the only thing I want to bring up.
Even if they're redundant, if one has one piece of data that we could pull from it, and that's the reason we're using that one as a reference.
Okay, so the ones that you guys pulled from, you're pretty sure that that's going to give us what we need?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think even by the titles, I feel like something's going to be good or something's going to be really useful. So I think we're okay with that. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but
I'm reading the abstract on the one about the one that Dina posted. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is more about, this one links the positive effect on college students' career choices in going into the agricultural field based on their first or second semester classes. Not necessarily semester, but actually taking science-based classes.
is this in the same search that the one you told me to, or is that different?
No, that's the one that you posted.
Is it on the first? Which page is it? The second page? The first page?
Just from reading that abstract, and then I'm looking at where it said that they did a qualitative study of 20 undergrad students, and it shows which factors.
Oh, college major choice? Is that what you're...
So on the introduction. Okay, so I'm going down to the summary.
So I just finished doing my Google Scholar thing, and I can't get the text through NC, like, you can't get the full PDF through NC State's library, so I'm not, even though that sounds like an awesome article that would support us, I'm not sure that's going to fly, because if she knows that we didn't read the whole thing, then she's going to throw it out as being an effective proof of our research or whatever.
Erin, which one was that one?
The Norwegian one.
So what's the problem with the Norwegian one?
You can't get the text through NCSU. So basically you just have the abstract, which is pretty short, so it's got a lot of information. And if she is investigating, or they are investigating our references based on our ability to read them, she's going to know we didn't read it.
I see what you mean. Let's see.
Is there any other website that we could plug it into to pull it up instead of?
Possible.
It might not be. It might be on one of those paid websites, you know.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
I'm horrible at finding articles. Like, this is an issue. It's fine. Like,
Hang on a second.
Okay, I found something else, and I can access the whole PDF. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this for y'all.
Okie doke.
And where? Okay.
so when is everything supposed to be due by? Is it 11:30 tonight or 11:59?
I think it's like, I figured it was midnight, like
I
everything
think
else.
it's 11:59. I think it is.
Yeah.
All right. Did you guys see that? Library.yorku. It's essentially, I think, the same material, but hopefully you all will be able to read it. Or we all will
there it is.
read it.
Yeah, I'm opening it right now.
Same.
Let's run.
Little French blurb.
Ah, yeah. That is not a language I speak.
Speak Greek. I don't speak French.
If it was German, I could help.
Hey, it's Greek to me.
That
Ah.
was good. It was a good one. It's all Greek to me, right?
Never pass up an opportunity for a joke.
I actually have a T-shirt that says that. It's funny. From a Greek festival from my hometown, and it says "It's all Greek to me" on the front. So it's pretty funny. It's a good one.
I hope it says it's all English to me and Greek on the back.
Yeah.
No, it just says it in English. It's Greek to me, and then that's it. It's all Greek to me. But it's funny because it's our festival T-shirt. So.
Okay, but the rest of it's in English, right? All y'all are seeing is the first little.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first
I was
part.
like, okay, I'm seeing English here, y'all. Okay. All right, I get it.
Yeah, most of it is. It's just that first little bit right there. I don't know what that's about.
Okay, let's see.
Worldwide systems of agriculture are extinction.
Even like the little blurb on the side, it says, despite the image of North American farmers as males, women farmers are central in building new local ecological alternative food systems. So, I don't know if you guys see that on the very first page.
Yes.
Somehow I just got kicked off of the whole thing, and I just had to log back in. So I don't know if I just missed something there.
You got kicked out of what?
Of our Google Hangout. It was really weird. You guys just disappeared.
I thought you were still there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was really strange because all I did was click on the PDF for the article and I was reading it and I was like, "This is spot on," and nobody said anything. And I was like,
Yeah, we were just agreeing. We were like, this is good.
Okay, so I've got a quote from it where it said, I've copied and pasted the quote to our Google Doc, and really the first sentence is pertinent.
What is this? Okay, there we go.
Is classed, race, and gender.
Okay, here's one, what am I trying to say? Quote from the start of a paragraph. More and more, agriculture is framed as a masculinist and white moral project of feeding the world, a moral project that is ideologically in the service of international trade.
Yeah, I saw that too. I liked that. What does it say?
So this is arguing less about the idea of, okay, let's get women into agriculture, and more about the idea that the way agriculture is done is masculinist, is not communal, and is leaving people hungry as a result of the systematic organization of the thing.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother part of this we haven't even thought about, I don't think.
Yeah, that is way, way bigger than what we were thinking about.
Well, but tie that back into the whole root cause of women aren't involved in the innovating and production of food science because we're seen as caregivers and instead of scientists.
Yeah, it kind of harkens back to the fruit fly biologist. You know, like how you interpret a problem can be based on your gender, and if you don't let half of the world's population have a comment on a problem, then you may be leaving out some really good ideas.
Yeah, like that's the whole question within science is it a problem of we don't have enough women in science, or is it a problem of the way we do science is not really designed, it needs to be redesigned to be more inclusive of women in a feminine perspective? Mm-hmm. Like which of these is right, or are they both right in some way?
And maybe to put the emotional aspect of food development back, give it the womanly touch, since women are stereotyped as being the caregivers and having the thoughtful processes and taking the technical aspect out of it and the financial money-making aspect out of it.
Yeah, it seems to be advocating more communal agriculture over this highly capitalistic agriculture.
Right.
So seeing food as a common that you should have a right to as just a human being, you should have a right to be fed. So instead of a free market ideology.
Okay, so we've addressed with this article women and farming and women as part of agriculture. I think we should probably, either one of the articles, I need to look at the other articles you guys have posted to addressing women as food scientists.
Okay.
Because that's pretty core in our statement as well.
Now, the problem with that is most of what I found about that or Women in Agriculture isn't really, it's not a peer-reviewed thing. It's just a website of an organization that promotes that cause.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure about that. And we could find some articles by some women agricultural scientists or something like that, but it wouldn't be necessarily on the topic we're going to talk about.
So what should we maybe search in Google Scholar for that? Women in...
Maybe women's organizations in agricultural science?
Are we talking about agriculture or are we talking about food science? Because
Any of the above. Any of the above. Like anything that's related to food or nutrition or agriculture in any way.
I'm going to go grab my plug for my computer. I will be right back.
Plug.
Okay.
so I found a book, and it's just called Food Science. So I'm looking at it and like in the index to see if there's anything that we could maybe use
Okay,
that talks
great.
about women, and maybe that could work. I don't know.
That's great.
Selective ignorance and agricultural research. Sounds like this might get at some point into something we're talking about as part of it. I have a feeling that one of the bits of selective ignorance that they're going to talk about is going to be that we're missing that stereotypical female perspective because things called feminine are kind of ignored in the sciences. So, let's see.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I found an article that is called Gender Differences in Food Choice, the Contribution of Health Beliefs in Dieting. In the abstract, it was done over a large sample of young adults from 23 countries, which is awesome. And then the results were that women were more likely than men to report avoiding high-fat foods, eating fruit and fiber, limiting salt in almost all of the 23 countries. And so that kind of saying, okay, women naturally tend to care maybe more about their health. And so, therefore, their ability to contribute to something they care about would be better for all of society, essentially. And now, part of it is gender differences in food choices appear to be partly attributable to women's greater weight control involvement. So that's a little negative. But, I mean, I think we can evaluate that on a truthful basis.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be a good thing and a bad thing. Anything to excess is
it's more like
not good.
women are under more pressure to maintain their bodies because that's kind of just what men want them to do or something like that.
I mean, I think we can touch on that. I don't think that's what this paper is necessarily really focused on.
Oh.
It says the conclusion is further research is needed to understand the additional factors that could promote men's participation in simple, healthy eating practices.
Okay, so they're not drawing conclusions. They're just saying that this is definitely a thing that's happening.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
They talk about men not living as long as women because of their health choices.
That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, that sounds great. So with that article would be 4, right?
What are the other two? Let me...
Okay, so the one you said is 1. And then are we going to do the women in agriculture one?
I haven't read that one, so I don't know what's in it.
Keith, did you read that one?
Which one? Oh, yeah. I read the first page of it. I can go back and look at more of it.
Did that sound like something we could pull from?
Sounded like something we could definitely reference. It's talking about getting women in Africa into these career positions, and they're focusing specifically on women scientists.
I mean, that sounds...
So we could show it we could show it and the efforts of the Gates Foundation as an effort to combat this stereotype that women can't do science or be involved in science.
Putting them on the other end of the spectrum, not just the end consumer.
Exactly. They are definitely trying to put women in as agricultural scientists, and clearly the organization recognizes that that's something that needs to be done. So.
Yeah, I think we can definitely... that might even be... We might need to even just copy exactly what you just said as our answer to that. And to type in there for the second part.
Have y'all clicked on the factors influencing career choice? Like, have you guys read the abstract for that?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
That one, as I was reading through it, it's definitely more about men and women. It doesn't. I never saw it actually reference the difference between men and women.
No, I don't think this one's. I mean, yeah, the abstract. I don't know. It's very.
It's more about
We might
ethnicity versus white.
Because it does talk about factors. It does talk about some very important factors, and we might be able to draw conclusions from it that they didn't necessarily draw. So, I don't see any reason to exclude it, is what I'm saying. Because we might find something useful in it.
Okay. So which ones are we going to write up tonight? We've got 2, so we need at least one more, right? That we're going to write up, because we have to actually have, it says, using what you learned from the articles, outline the challenge you plan to address in your project. So we've got the one about...
This is the gender differences.
And then we've got the one down here, the one that's...
Which ones have we decided to write about so far?
The one that she posted that was pi.library.yorku. The title of that one was... I have...
Resisting globalization, women organic farmers, and local food systems.
I'm going to copy. Does anybody hear that feedback?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to copy and paste the author and the title of that one. So we'll have copy. Okay. Okay. So.
Yeah, looking at this one about the gender differences in health behaviors, I think we can definitely tie that back to the last unit about advertising
Yeah.
and that kind of emphasis on, oh, you have to be thin and beautiful and everything, and pushing dieting and everything onto women through
Yeah, and reframe
ads.
the conversation instead of it being about dieting. It's about that you can use what society has kind of taught us that we should pay a lot of attention to our diets, but in a good way, moving forward.
Yeah, try to reframe it into, pay attention to your diet, not because of like men or something, but because it's what's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, you also start encouraging men to diet and be healthier. So you can kind of kill two birds there.
And you know, with as long as we're looking at something that's peer reviewed and published in that respect, even if the entire article goes away from what we're studying and researching, as long as it has data in there that ties in, and we're just citing that one piece of data, we can still use that, you know.
Yeah.
So as long as we're citing exactly which line, you know, we're using, we don't be afraid to use something that seems a little bit off of our topic.
Right.
Don't know that we have to cite a specific line, like we have to put which specific line, do we?
Well, no, I mean,
We
you
just
would
say the information's in this article. Go look it up yourself or whatever.
right, but we're going to have to end up using it in our paper. So that's the whole point of us having to pull this right now, is this is going to be the base for us. So we can use a paraphrase statement from one of those. Like, we don't have to use the idea of the article, but, you know, like one of the lines in there that might be 50% of women, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and that's...
Say, like, according to whoever the name of the people were.
Exactly. We're just copying their research, basically, on one particular thing. So that's fine to do.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, so from my understanding, we have the resisting globalization, that's one. And then, is it the factors influencing? That one is two.
I'm going to see if I can't pull out something from that. If not, then I'll let you guys know. But that's the one where it's mostly just about minorities versus whites instead of male versus female.
I feel like, I don't know, we can always go back, like, after we can pull something out of that. I mean, it doesn't have to be right now, but...
I also feel like there has been in this course kind of it's been mostly focused on gender differences, but there's also been minority differences as well. So, and if we want to make some comment on that as well, it's perfectly within the scope of doing activism.
Hey, and then, well, do we have the other one up there that was about Black women's choices, food consumption choices, or shopping choices?
Yeah, that's
food
the
prices.
second one I put up there.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Awesome. Okay.
Food prices and food shopping decisions.
Okay.
Just like search the DOI in the NCSU library site, and it should take you right to it.
Got it. Okay, I understand. That one. Oh,
So after task B, is there a task C? Like after we write or submit our problem thing, like is that it for?
We
Yeah,
need to.
I think everybody's just got. I haven't done that one page thing where you have to say what your group is and what your group number. I can't remember what that form you have to send through, but that takes like 3 seconds. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have to put in since I created the Google site, I also have to put in what the name of the title is and what the length of the site is, which will change once we figure out what the title is going to be. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if we went ahead and came up with a name, so I could just go ahead and get that crap over with.
Also, so tonight we have to do the intervention and implementation, right? So I mean that's quite a bit left. So.
Yeah.
I'm just going to post one more article on here that we can potentially reference, just since we noted that chefs, top quality chefs, are, because that's a growing industry. Food's kind of changed, and our consumption of food has changed. And this just talks about women being chefs and doing, how that works in that industry. So I'm just going to post it just because I have it. We don't necessarily have to look at that right now, but.
You guys are awesome at finding articles, just saying.
All right, there's that. This is it's called The Price You Pay, How Female Professional Chefs Negotiate Work and Family.
All right, so what do we want to call this? Women in Food Science and Agriculture? Simple enough title.
Yes. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'll go ahead and change that. Save.
Okay, guys, for everything else that we have left to do tonight, I'm making a Google document. I'm copy and pasting the intervention ideas on its own Google document so we can check off things as we, just do them and check them off, okay? And I'm getting ready to share it with you guys. That way we can see what we have left.
Okay, so it's not going to change the URL. That's still going to be Final Project Team 1429. But we have a title now.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Okay.
Cool deal.
Okie doke.
All right.
So we pretty much wrote our problem, right? Our problem statement.
Yep, that's done. That's in there. But the next, it says, using what you learned, task B of the problem statement, it says, using Google Scholar, find 3 articles, using what you learned, outline the challenge you plan to address in the project. And we've kind of already done that, but we just need to tie those articles back in, in that next paragraph, we can say, after reading so-and-so and so-and-so, it's evident that women in agriculture, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and we know that they're all from scholarly materials.
We need to have the intervention ideas and the implementation plan done tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we kind of have quite a bit left. I'm looking at her Moodle thing real fast. Yeah, that's all due tonight. We have to upload it to the site, and then one person has to copy and paste the problem statement, everything onto the Moodle forum. So I can do that once we're finished, but...
Okay.
And
Okay.
Did you say you already did the short email with that Aaron was talking about just a second ago? That would only take, you had mentioned it when we first signed on, and but I'm not sure if
What I'm wondering is if maybe we shouldn't split up the intervention and implementation. Like 2 of us work on intervention ideas and 2 of us work on implementation. Or we can keep going how we've been doing, which I'm totally fine.
Community-based intervention, you could implement and write about within the semester. Implementation. Well, I mean, the implementation is how to do the community-based intervention. So even if we kind of split up, we'd still have to be talking with each other.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should just kind of keep trying to...
Yeah, that's
already
fine.
23, so maybe, just keep going, try to...
Yeah.
We still have a little while. It's a fair bit to do to get this done.
Yeah. Okay, so let's identify the first article that we want to talk about. And look at that again.
Tell you what, who do you two, Tina and Rebecca, want to keep working on that, and then maybe I and Aaron can move on to the intervention and implementation thing? All right. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to, let's see if I can share.
So.
All right, so you do want to split up?
Yeah,
Not like I don't necessarily want us to have a separate chat or anything,
but just to split up the responsibilities.
Split up the workload.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the intervention ideas, is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to copy it in at the bottom of the Google Doc.
Okay, I created there's another Google Doc up there. I don't know if you guys can see, but this literally just has what's on what we need to finish for tonight, the steps from the Google site. So
where is that one? Oh, I see it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So we have already
Cool.
We have already done all of that.
I mean, it's quite a bit. Like, the whole project is, like, it's a lot. I mean, I'm in another
It's
class.
a ton of work to do in this time period. If you're
Even heftier than this, so I'm just like,
you want to do a good job.
yeah, that's true.
Let's see.
And that's another thing, like, in the video, she said she usually gives 2 months, and we're only given, like, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm going to cut and
The
paste
main
that
thing-
section I took out of the project proposal I had written and separated. I'm going to move that down to our part about the intervention ideas. Just
Dookey-doo.
kind of start with that.
Like, the main thing that we talked about, I think, was doing the sort of Vox Pop thing where we go out with a camera and video some people and ask them like put some photos there and ask them if we see who do you think is the agricultural scientist or the food scientist or whatever, and just kind of use that kind of version of the doll test to reveal to them now, okay, so that's prejudicial thinking, and then go on and talk with them about these problems that we faced. And then maybe compile some of that into something that we can use as a sort of seminar thing if we can find a group to meet with.
So that's going to be under intervention ideas, right?
Yeah. I guess when I'm... So the intervention looks to just be, okay, exactly what I've just said. Implementation will be, okay, where are we going to get a camera from? Who's going to do it? How are we going to print off stuff and all that sort of thing? Okay.
Y'all, while I figure out, I'm going to finish writing up the last part of the problem statement about the scholarly articles. I'm going to write a little paragraph about the scholarly articles. I'm going to take out my earbuds for a second, okay? And then just chat me in the corner and I can see it pop up if I need to get back on, okay?
All right. Okay, so do you guys want me to type A out or?
So I copied and pasted. Can you guys see that I copied and pasted?
Yeah.
That says our goal is to video survey, yada yada.
Is that on the first
Really
one?
make clear, yeah, okay, I guess this isn't supposed to because this is just the description, so yeah. I was going to say that it doesn't make clear how we're going to go about that, but that's really the implementation section anyway. So yeah, for just what the intervention is, that is definitely a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to move it down there, and we can certainly build on this or retool it. I just want to make sure that we're all looking at the same thing here.
Do you want to copy? Should we copy and paste that into the next Google Doc?
Nah, don't worry about it.
We can just go ahead and do it straight to the.
Yeah, we can just do this the page in the Google site and everything. Google and Google. Google.
Where'd it go?
So what was the other thing was once we have a video assembled, we will use that to demonstrate the existence of these stereotypes, or in a seminar, as part of a seminar.
Yeah. So once the video is assembled, we will use it and demonstrate the local group or organization.
Yeah. Because we have no idea what type of group or organization we're going to end up finding. Just somebody who's willing to let us come and talk in a week or two once we have. It'll take us a little while to get organized. It seems like, because you guys are all fairly busy, and my bike is currently disassembled, so my transportation is limited. So getting organized to do that video is going to take us a little while, it seems.
So I have a question. Where it says once we have the video assembled, we will use that to demonstrate. Should we say we will use that in addition to our findings, or is that all we're just gonna? Do you know what I'm saying?
You put it well. You'll use that in addition to our research findings.
Yeah, maybe just put that to demonstrate. I think that sounds kind of better, but.
Because we want to make sure that we get across that, hey, we're doing some real research here. Or our article findings, or
I mean, research findings.
Because, I mean, this is research, though, is exactly what we're doing is kind of research. But, well, no, it's really more vox pop, honestly. It's not... We're not doing this, like, according to strict research guidelines, because then we'd have to worry so much about, like, how we phrase the question and everything, and we're just kind of doing this as a quick demonstration, really, I feel like.
All right, I think this sounds good. What else? Do we have to add anything else to that part? It says...
I'm just working on the segue from the first sentence to the second sentence because I feel like it's a little clunky.
You said after the first sentence?
Yeah, between the first and second sentence. So, visually. I just want to say something about, like, we will then either, I hate to say, like, prove them right, but establish.
Yeah, or maybe establish or demonstrate or... Yeah, I mean, establish sounds good.
It might be something to do with the way the first sentence is just kind of organized. Because the idea is good, but it's just a bit hard to parse, I guess.
I mean, I think that's really kind of, that's the part, I think, of the project we haven't really, I think our concept is good, but I don't know if our, what's the word I'm looking for? Like how we're carrying out yet is...
The implementation.
Yes, basically. I'm not sure that's the part I think we're weakest on at this point.
Yeah.
You're saying how we're going to implement it? Is that what you're saying we're lacking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to visualize, okay, we're going to go out there, and so we've got to make, maybe we can either pull general pictures from magazines and, you know, make a collage board of, you know, of white males, black males, you know, white females, however, and hold those up, and, you know, we're videoing and we're saying, hey, sir, could you just answer a few questions for us? We want to know who you think is a farmer, you know, and somebody's videoing and maybe recording responses and everything. And one, I'm worried about our participation rate because what's in it for them other than maybe they're bored or I don't know. We can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah,
but then,
just ask people on the street. You'll get some people going with a smile and be courteous and everything. You'll get some
exactly,
people.
And we can also interpret, you know, do more women stop and answer our questions? I mean, we may be able to pull that in, like showing that their interest is, and we can address those finer points later. But then how do we jump from that to being like, well, and flip the board around of whoever's correct and be like, well, would you be interested to know that most, you know, like I was saying last night, the part of the problem is that we're right, that the prejudices that exist or the stereotypes that exist are somewhat based in truth at this point.
The statistics on who is in the field, and that's kind of self-reinforcing. So,
right,
we can just point out that women have contributed quite a lot to this, despite the stereotype against them. And if we remove that prejudice, then there's probably a whole lot more that could be done in this field if we included more women. So.
Yeah, but I mean, that I just don't think that makes, like, to just tell that to somebody, I don't think makes a big impact. So I'm just wondering, like, what kind of, and maybe that's just something, that's the hard part about having to be specific up front, is that without having had the chance to really delve into different resources and everything, is I feel like we're trying to answer questions we haven't quite
been asked.
Yeah, we haven't.
Do we have to be so specific where we can't, like, alter it, or, you know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, and that's the thing, is we're going to get feedback from other groups. That may be helpful. Like, they may give us ideas that we haven't thought of yet. So, I just, I just want to put that in our brains because I feel like that's where we kind of got a couple of weak links on the actual, participation and, like you said, the implementation of the plan. But this, I think we need to kind of. I mean, I guess I'm getting hung up maybe a little bit just on the.
I feel like it's just kind of getting a bit ahead of ourselves if we're worrying too much about the implementation at this point. Because, I mean, we just have to kind of write how we think we're going to implement it now. Yeah. And then as we go to look at actually doing that, a lot of those problems will come up and we'll have to deal with them on the fly. So.
I agree. Like, I understand we need to be as specific as possible, but she also needs to realize, like, the time frame we're given and, we're trying to answer all these questions. So I feel like
we need to be proactive, but we need to get it done. And if our implementation has some flaws in it, then it has some flaws in it. So
yeah,
and we'll just kind of compensate for that.
And then it'll compensate because once it's completed, and then once we're like, bam, here's this is how we implemented it. I think it's gonna come together more in the end, maybe versus now.
What? So looking at this second sentence, we will then either establish the truth or blank about women and food. What's the best way?
Women eat food. That sounds like we're eating women.
That's a good point.
That is funny. In the
food related
I don't know, industry, food science. What are we trying to say?
Yeah.
We're trying to establish a truth behind the stereotype, no.
Okay, let's say that. We will then establish about the stereotype.
Isn't that what we're trying to do?
Truth about
the
stereotype.
Yeah. We could further say, the stereotypes about women or
about women, establishing the truth about the stereotypes. That's about and about surrounding women
in the under. I'm trying to say in the area, but in the under kind of
based science. Let's see. I'm a visual person.
Based.
Women in food science and agriculture. Yeah, food-based science. I think food science and agriculture has a better reading to it, personally. But I mean, that's.
Say that again. In what?
Food science and agriculture.
Yeah.
I think that sounds good. I mean, we're going to establish the truth about stereotypes surrounding women in food, science, and agriculture. Bam. I think that sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's right on.
We want to also, so by then showing them active women in this field, we hope to illuminate maybe their discrimination is a bit harsh. Maybe
what is it? Is it a prejudice? Is it not a prejudice? Their opinion, their preconception, maybe.
Or maybe we should focus on the contributions of the women.
Yeah. So by showing them women's contributions in the field, or something like that.
Yes, because then I like touching back
on with their own prejudice, and then step 2 is say. Well, actually, that prejudice is kind of wrong because, see, these women have done this in the field. And that might have an impact if we can show them that that prejudice that they express is completely wrong.
Including.
Or if they do pick the woman, then say, well, actually, you're right about that. And then just go on to talk about how women are underrepresented and need to be more represented. This is an issue we need to deal with. So. If they're already on board for it, then hey. But
yeah, I mean we'll get some of those where they're like you're right, but
I was just gonna what I'm monkeying around with there is the article that references. I think that article that references how the models of food production and agriculture. It's currently like a masculine model, and it's fallen very short of feeding the world population. So if you guys if you'll help me with this sentence too.
Yeah. With this, which one? The one where your little marker is?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like, where are you talking about the sentence before?
So we will then establish the truth about stereotypes surrounding women in food science and agriculture.
Maybe we could say
As
where it says addressing the masculinity of food production. I think that's kind of, maybe we could say,
and
as well as addressing the
masculine.
I don't know. I think masculinity of food production is confusing.
I feel like if we start getting into some of that more heady academic feminist theory, then we're going to lose a lot of people. Just because once you start using those words, those are kind of seen as buzzwords that kind of just immediately turn people off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we want to try and do that, then we can. I just feel like we're just going to get a lot of people who just instantly turn off the basic idea because we're trying to trying to take them too far too quickly.
I agree, and especially in the time, like, you're going to have a couple minutes with these people on the streets, but maybe that's where in our seminar we tie it into.
Yeah, okay, that makes good sense. So then we can talk about the masculinity of food production in the seminar, but maybe not necessarily on the streets, though.
I agree. I think we should kind of edit that part and say maybe, in addressing the more, I'm trying to say like the facts, like addressing that, the fact is that women are so prevalent, it's just not known. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just use some very clear facts, some very indisputable data that it's hard to argue against, and that people are going to go, okay, well, maybe women do have a place in this. That tends to get to people. So
it says identify specific questions you wish to investigate in regards to the gender-related issue. So, okay, so maybe this is just our first paragraph, and we...
I'm trying to find where you found that.
It says under Task A, propose a community-based intervention, short description.
Oh.
Okay, just right above it, yeah. Mr.
It's all the way down. So,
maybe... I'm just going to make this some of our specific propose to address.
So that's okay. So some of the specific questions we propose to address will include, and then, say, which of these people do you think looks like a farmer food scientist? Yeah. I think there should be two different questions, because that's food scientist and farmer, they're two different things. So
we should have, like, what do you think looks like a farmer / food scientist? Yeah. I mean, it'd still be the same phrasing for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
what I want to say was, I think we should phrase it this way specifically, because if we say which of these people do you think is the farmer or is the food scientist, then you're going to run into people who like if I was somebody who was asked that, well, then I would go for, I would obviously say this woman over here because clearly you wouldn't be asking me if it was just the white dude. So it just kind of cuts down on us running into that, I guess. Because which one looks like what you think this person would look like? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm going to, if you guys want to work on that real fast, I'm going to finish writing just a short little paragraph about, under Task 8, it says identify specific questions you wish to investigate in regards to the gender-related issue, because it looks like you guys are doing the investigation questions, right, from number 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does
Do
it
you
sound good?
want to go to B, Aaron? Wait.
Yeah, that might make sense.
No, I'm just going to finish up.
What you're putting, that sounds like that's the article that you're talking about, and it sounds like it's going to be the stuff under B, right? Just making sure. Stuff that goes under how this might address gender-related challenge.
Yeah, so I think what I would like to finish is under Task A. It says propose a community-based intervention you could implement and write about within the semester, which I think is this first paragraph.
Okay.
That starts with our goal. And then it
Uh-huh.
says identify specific questions you wish to investigate in regards to the gender-related issue. So that's where I kind of was thinking that we should have, that we want to identify what are common stereotypes about women in food science and agriculture. We want to, because we have articles that kind of purport that as well, and then we're going to get those facts from the public. So identifying what the actual stereotypes are, and that it does match up with the literature. And then the other questions are going to be, does our current this tie into the masculinity model of food production? Does our current model of food production, is it adequate for the challenges of feeding and producing agriculture for the growing world population? I think that's one of the questions. And then I think our other question is identifying the actual data on the on food science and women involving in that, because it is increasing. I posted on Google Plus this afternoon that there's a documentary and a website called Farm Her, which is kind of an odd thing, but it's about increase in women farmers, and so we might be able to, once we have more time other than tonight, look at that. So that's kind of what I feel like we haven't finished yet, which I'm fine writing on that if you guys want to move forward with.
Fine.
Okay.
Is Rebecca? Did she go on to the other part?
Yeah, she went on to the third. No, she's finishing up the scholarly articles 100-word statement, I think.
Okay, so Keith and I should go to Task B then.
Yeah, just a second. I need to take a quick break. I'll be back in a...
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a little Word document going on, and I actually found some good articles about other tests that that was done years ago in the classroom, where they give children clay and they tell them to sculpt a scientist and sculpt that scientist working, and then to describe, once they're all done, then they have them describe that scientist and what they're doing. And most of the children say he is wearing a white coat and he has a beaker in front of him, or he has, so to kind of test the gender stereotypes, and then actually, so it's almost like a mirror of our little doll test,
That's cool.
That is nice, yeah.
Okay, so we can definitely use that. All right, I'm going away again for a little bit. Just holler really loud if you need me. I could hear my name. So.
Okay.
Hey guys, I have a question about the article that was about women and men's eating habits and how women eat healthier. I only see the abstract on that one. Do y'all know?
I missed what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry. The article about the gender differences in food choice that we had talked about. I'm only seeing the abstract on that one, kind of like the Norway one, and it says I can buy the full article. And I tried to look it up in let's
And
see.
you did the whole like scholar thing to change your settings to be a part of you like it'll show you whether or not NCSU can get that article for you.
Well, what I did, I mean, did y'all have access to it somewhere? Could you actually?
I have not looked at that one, so I don't
Okay.
know. But if you had already done that, then I wasn't going to redo it. But I can.
Okay. No, I'm gonna put it. I thought I'd already copied and pasted into the NCSU libraries, but
Okay.
I couldn't. I just didn't know if anybody else had actually read the whole thing because I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Do you guys have a second to read my 2 paragraphs below task A? Because if that sounds good, then I can go ahead and copy and paste it into the site.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay. I'm going to step away for just a second while you guys are doing that.
I think that sounds good.
I do too.
I think the phrasing is fine. We came up with that. I think we're good to move on with that.
Okay. She stepped away for a second, but
I'm trying to phrase the task B, so once she comes back, maybe we'll do that.
I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. I gotta go pee.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Aaron and Rebecca stepped out for a second, but they'll be back.
Okay.
So what we did was Erin finished the thing she was working on, and we just read it, and I think it sounds good. So now, she's gonna, when she comes back, she'll copy and paste it, and then I'm like trying to phrase task B. I don't know if you want to like read it and like add stuff, or like we can talk about it.
Who's a chef, who is a cook, and what's the difference? Yeah, that's a good point. Who's responsible for inventing food? What, like the concept of eating things? What is that? I'm not sure about what that question
Sorry,
means.
what did you say?
Who is
Well,
responsible for inventing food?
I actually had some other questions, and then Aaron deleted it and added this. So I didn't write this question. The who is responsible. I don't know. I would say maybe more of who is responsible for inventing a specific idea or like a thing, and then we can say, for example, who is responsible.
Like inventing a specific dish or something?
Or like either it be a dish, or either it be like an idea or a concept, or you know what I'm saying? Like who is responsible for maybe inventing the concept of blank, and then giving them a specific concept, and then that concept would have been invented by a woman, and then you know what I'm saying? Like I think we would not inventing food. I don't think that sounds. Like, I feel like it should be more of, like, an idea, but I don't know.
Okay. Did you
Or
guys
product and or idea, you know what I'm saying?
well, who is responsible for the ideas behind genetically modified food, or who's
Something like that. Yeah, something to that effect.
What are we doing?
That last question where it says who is responsible for inventing food,
Mhm.
I just think that sounds a little vague and not as...
Mhm.
I don't know. It's not I feel like we would have to target something specific. Like, say, you know, that I don't, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Because food is so broad that I feel like it would have to be, you know, inventing something specific. I don't know. I mean, I think you wrote that. So what were you,
I'm just thinking about, because I think we've identified a couple of different groups of people involving food. We've got the people who make food, from an agricultural standpoint, the people that cook and buy food, and then also the people who, the food scientists, like from the microbiology perspective, the chemistry perspective, that kind of thing. One of the articles on the that website, Women You Should Know, it was this girl, very young, and she's like I think she's right out of college, and she's invented this ice cream that changes flavor like Willy Wonka. You know, when you chew the gum and you get like the 3-course meal. She's invented ice cream, and it has to do with basically like not nanoparticles, but micro beading, and your tongue actually, the heat from your body dissolves the outer layer, and then you get to the inner layer, so the ice cream tastes like vanilla at first and then cherry, or cherry then vanilla. But it has a lot of, her work is kind of a jumping off point for a bunch of different things, but just that being an example of somebody who invents food. And you're right, I think it is a clunky way of saying it, but that's who I was thinking of.
What if we say who creates new recipes, or who creates new and exciting recipes to try,
or like
that.
Yeah.
a new food invention or an idea, or
and she can be one of the example of that she's a female who is innovative and using science technology to create a new recipe.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty sweet job.
Right.
So maybe who is responsible for inventing new food products?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. More like to target, you know, what we're trying to.
Like, who makes split?
Yeah, new food products. That sounds good. Or yeah, new food products ideas.
In a laboratory? Is that too much?
I don't know, Keith.
It seems like we're getting incredibly specific with that question.
I think we should just say invent new food products.
I like the food products.
Yeah. Or maybe designs would be a better word. Who designs new food products?
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, designing new food products. But Aaron, I think that sounds great. The paragraph, I think it all sounds good. So.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the one
I'm
above
going to go ahead and copy and paste that into
yeah.
your document.
Do you guys want to go ahead and read what I started with for task B? I think we could maybe tweak it a little bit, but I think that should be like kind of the basis. I don't know.
So, the phrasing, was that a prompt from her?
No, I put that there.
Oh, okay.
I'm questioning the phrasing because
do we need
the way we phrase the question is going to influence the answers we get.
Right. So do we need to address that during task A, or does that need to get moved to?
That should be an implementation thing.
That's kind of okay. That's what I was thinking too. Oh, okay. Why aren't you not copying? Okay.
Well, you know what? I am going.
Guys, I'm gonna go get some water real fast. I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Hmm. Okay, so taking each of these things in the implementation section one by one. Hmm. Who outside of the class will be involved in the community-based intervention? Street interview. Okay, so all participants.
So, has anybody read Task B or
Under the intervention or implementation?
under intervention?
I have not got not far. I was reading the example that she was giving us.
Oh, okay.
It said number 2 under task A. I just was reading that to make sure that we're good on that first part of task A. So I feel like I kind of already addressed that, but just not in a numbered form.
Are you talking about which one now? The
So in task A under intervention, number, our 2 paragraphs. I saved it, right? You guys,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then it says has 1 and then it has 2. It identifies several investigation questions about the gender-related challenge and/or influences of your intervention. I feel like that's the second paragraph. So we're good with task A. I'm saying if everybody else agrees.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't put it in her, like she numbered hers. I don't think that's going to matter, but
no.
If you guys want me to number it, I'd be happy to.
In its entirety, so I feel like, yeah.
Okay. All right. So task B, explain how this intervention might address.
So I wrote it so we can like go from there. And,
oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what you've been doing. All right. Let me close this out.
Does anybody at all have any experience making any sort of street video or something like that?
No.
Not really. I think we'll figure it out.
I don't think it'll be that hard, but like if we had somebody who'd never done it before, we could let them be the cameraman, but camera would.
Maybe Dylan knows. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do photography at work. We do macro photography because we're dealing with eyes, and I have a Nikon D3100. It's
Actually,
it'll
to
shoot
think
short video, so I'm somewhat familiar, but I'm by no means a pro.
I have a friend I might be able to ask. He makes like random videos fairly often. He might be able to operate equipment for us. I don't know if he's in Raleigh at the moment, but I can see.
Okay.
Either way, it's going to have to be borrowed video equipment, maybe through the library, maybe. I'm sure if I ask around, I can find some friends who have decent video equipment. Or did you say that you have some? Or
I just
It's a
have a
photography
Nikon
equipment.
D3100 that can shoot video. I have an iPad. I mean, I think, we're going to be in the daytime, so the lighting should be enough for...
Nikon with like a tripod or something, so we can get a nice steady shot.
I have a tripod.
Yeah.
I was
Getting a
gonna,
steady
look
shot if
weekend.
somebody handing a camera, that's dang difficult.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that shake feature because that always makes people sick to watch.
Yeah, and steady cams are incredibly expensive, so
Yeah.
best to have a tripod.
Well, and then we may be able to rent stuff through the library. I know we were chatting about that last night too.
I
So.
wonder if the library has a steady cam. That would be awesome. Let me look.
Completed. We'll compile them into a video.
I don't know what else we should add, to make it, I don't know, maybe a little more clear. I don't know.
I'm just gonna start with the community face to face. Face to face.
That's good, yeah.
Looks like they have some basic camcorders. Honestly, I think I'd almost rather go with a DSLR than those camcorders look kind of old.
I don't really know what any of that means, the DSR, so I guess I'm just thinking that's a fancy camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
What you
good
see
quality
in commercials like Nikon or Canon with the big lens.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know those. I just didn't know what he said, like DS.
Yep. That's exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember what SLR stands for. It's a
It's a single lens reflex, I believe.
something like that. Yeah, but the D is just that it has a digital
Yeah.
digital photodiode array that is what captures the image instead of having film in an old style SLR. A good DSLR is that's like your high quality consumer camera. So, been looking at getting one myself, but they are expensive.
Yes, they are not cheap. I mean, I feel like what you wrote about Task B is on point. I don't know if it's just because I'm tired at this point. I'm like, are we missing something here? Because
I mean, I think it sounds good too, but I just don't know if we should elaborate any, you know what I'm saying? Because the question says how the address, obviously we're gonna address. So I don't feel like we have to be specific. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to say we're gonna specifically address this gender-related challenge. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we should just call just that. I don't know.
The only thing I'm questioning is whether or not she means by addressing how are we changing things.
I don't think so. I feel like she would write changing.
Okay.
That's me. I'm very straight, so I just feel like she's asking us that, so I feel like, why?
It would be great if that's what she's doing. I really hope that's what she's doing, too.
And, I mean, say, I'm just being, devil's advocate, but say that is what she's, trying to get at, we could always be like, well, you didn't, she didn't physically write it or say it, so we cannot infer what she's thinking. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying.
What's your last name again, Aaron?
So my married name is Barr, B-A-R-R, but my maiden name is what, like, my email address is based on.
All right, so...
Which you would...
Here. Just say Aaron Barr.
Yeah, in the class it's how I pop up. I just didn't know what you needed that.
I was saying the video command itself will either be provided by Aaron Barr or borrowed. For shoot.
I just feel like B is kind
your
of
equipment.
what A is.
I don't know. I feel like you're the person that we kind of went conducting the actual interview and everything. You seem to have a good presence about that stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I would be happy to do that. Because I think
you trust one of us to operate your camera.
Right. Yeah, that'll be the other part of it, right? Yeah. No, and we can. I think that's something that, as long as we have down that somebody's going to operate the camera, somebody's going to take notes, somebody's going to ask the questions, and somebody's going to hold the boards. We're kind of leaving Dylan out of this, but obviously thus far he's not really been able to contribute. So, other than last night, so we can just divvy up amongst ourselves right now, because I feel like that's the fairest thing to do, because we are here. Did I just completely talk a circle around that?
No, we just kind of have to.
No, you're right.
So, do you guys think I should go ahead and paste B? That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we can come. I think it's good for now, and then once Rebecca's back in, which looks like she's doing, then at the end, I think maybe we can all go through, review our page, make sure everybody signs off on every page. We're good, and so I think that we can kind of move on in the just so we can finish here. So I think it's to the point, and I think it's kind of a reiteration of A. I'm not really sure why she felt the need to.
That's what I thought too.
Kind of like the same thing, but.
I pasted it into B, but it has the white in the back. Do you want to look at it? Do you think it looks tacky? Because yours it didn't have the white, and then mine has the white, so I'm kind of.
That's so strange, because I don't know why that would matter. Why is it different for me? Because I pasted out of the same place.
You just, copy. Let me try it again. I don't think it's going to really... Let me try one more time.
Keep doing it. The formatting of the background from where you're copying and pasting from, and I know it...
So I just did something wrong. I don't know what I did. Undo. How do you, okay. Here it is. Got it. Okay. So.
I'm going to go ahead and put, I will be.
Maybe we should address, I'm going to write in here, possibly at several locations. if we, like, we might do Hillsborough Street and then maybe drive a little further downtown to, like, Fayetteville Street or something, or, like, if we're not
Because
getting
we
a
don't want to just
diverse
tourist.
demographic, because I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that's just college students, probably, but it's summertime. You just never know, like, right there on Hillsborough across from State, who you'll get.
You know,
So I'm
where
just
would
going to
be
get
a
that
great
in there.
spot on Fayetteville Street is right across from the TV station down there,
Yeah.
where the Oxford is.
Yep.
That's really buzzing lunchtime and 5 o'clock ish. So
Yeah.
and you'd have your white collar. You'd have some, just a.
Yeah, you get a big cross section downtown nowadays.
All right, guys, I can't get the white out, so I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
All right,
Possibly.
next part.
I'm
Possibly.
just making sure that I have all the links to each. I've made sure that I actually had the link for the downloaded full PDF of each thing, so
Awesome.
that if she clicks on them, she can see that we are not just looking at abstracts.
Nice.
I've got 4 in here, and if I have time before this darn thing is due, I'm going to add the 5th one in here, because, I mean, I have them. It's just about pulling them together, okay?
So once we're finished, we have to take everything and then upload it to Moodle. So I can do that. I think I just have to copy and paste everything.
Question: Are we definitely sure it's 11:59?
I'll look, but it just says by July 11th, so technically July 12th is 12. So,
Yeah.
Maintain a diverse graphic response.
But isn't our other like discussions? Isn't it always 11:59?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think she even said that in the email. Maybe she said an email earlier. Let me see. So yeah, I mean, if we could maybe target to be finished by like 10 minutes, I don't know, by 40 at the latest, just so I can copy and paste and send her or do the upload to Moodle maybe.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we've got a little bit of the implementation. It shouldn't take that much more to get something
Yeah,
acceptable
I think
done.
we're almost there.
Yeah. Woo!
How would you say that? I will be the survey.
You will conduct the survey. I mean, not well.
Yeah, conduct the survey. Somebody. Yeah. Okay.
Asking the questions. I don't.
Yeah, I like conducting. That's good. The survey questions.
Yeah, and collecting the data
Yeah.
from random participants. Or actually, sorry, they're called respondents when they do a survey, when they ask questions. Huh.
So I'm looking on the Moodle forum, and somebody posted at 11:25, so we should be good.
I was actually kind of surprised how many people took a really long time getting. Maybe we're just being that specific. I'm surprised. I felt like a lot of people were not moving on this for as much work as it is.
You can actually.
I don't think people had even looked at the all the pre-work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pre-work, work before work.
This is like one of the most detailed summer. Well, this is the most detailed summer class I've ever taken, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah, here we go.
But I feel
Yeah.
like it is assignment heavy,
Yes.
instead of getting to explore a little bit more.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest.
Summer class semester, it was just like you had to post on the forum every couple of days, and that was about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It evolved.
All right.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm looking at the Moodle post because I can click on each group, and everyone else's seems pretty just kind of. They're not very long, so
Then I guess we're putting effort into it.
I don't know.
we go.
One of them, I clicked 3 so far, and one of them only had like 3 bullet points for like the first one, and then move on. So I mean, it's very. I guess it just depends on the groups, but anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the reflections, because it says we're supposed to have the reflections done as well. I don't
That
know.
I thought was by the 14th.
That
Oh,
is
that's
by
right.
the 14th, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that
good.
is that where we're talking about other people's proposals, or is that on our own?
I thought it was.
So confused.
According to my handy dandy blue chart, it says, so we have to respond by the 14th on 2 groups,
Mhm.
and then I don't see anything that says the reflections yet on this, but I don't.
I swear. Whew.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is like a lot of work. Like this whole class in general, like we were talking about. But anyway,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. I have referenced 4 articles, okay? One is about the Sculpt a Scientist, where they have the kids sculpting out of clay, what a scientist looks like and what they're doing. And then one is about the gender differences in food choices, about women being more likely to choose healthier food. One is a very broad, the article's called Women in Science, and she dives into the pattern of female involvement in science and the root causes of that pattern. And the other one is The Price You Pay, about the chefs. Okay? And then I ended with there's still a gap in the research associated with women in food science. We hope to find data and even create data around the challenges of gender issues, roles, and stereotypes within the field. And I'm getting ready to copy and paste that for you guys to look at in just a second.
another group literally has bullet points, and that's it throughout every single question.
Okay. Well, all this effort that we are putting in right now
Yeah,
is laying out a good foundation, because when it goes to actually write it, we're already going to have paragraphs that are in place.
Right.
It's like literally a copy and paste of what we've done. So we won't be typing at the last minute on the end, thank God. Okay.
All right. So,
All right, y'all are waiting for me to get mine up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on a second.
what I'm going to do is go ahead and do the Moodle thing and then just like copy and paste what we have so far.
Okay.
And then
Okay. Sounds beautiful to me.
and what group number are we again? 1429? Yeah. 1429.
Yep.
I just had an idea. So one of the things that we may be able to offer if this lady contacts me back, or if I can find somebody else in the food science department to be a contact point, is so they come under CALS, which CALS has like this diversity program, but they don't really, like the food science webpage, if I remember it correctly, doesn't really, like, it talks about how important it is, but it doesn't really show how important it is. We may be able to offer our video to them to post on their webpage.
Ooh, yeah.
If it's good enough, if it's good enough quality and they like what we're seeing, so that it's like, hey, this
We might be famous. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, no, guys, you already are, because this is on YouTube.
Oh,
Okay? Okay, I am pasting, if it will let me. No, dagnabbit. Hang on.
Dang.
We're going to be YouTube sensation, top hits. I'm just kidding. No, we're not.
Okay. All of a sudden now.
They're watching
Oh, it is up
awkward
there.
little
Okay.
conversation about a group project. Yeah.
Okay.
And all my facial expressions, you know.
Oh.
All right, guys. You guys at the bottom of the final project one. I'm getting ready to post mine there if you want to look at it before it's copied in. And it starts with "In Sculpt a Scientist."
I have a question real fast. When you guys want me to post to Moodle, should I just do, I don't need to post every single question. Should I just do like problem statement and then our information instead of like every little question, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Like
I
the
would just divide it up to
gives us?
problem statement, intervention, implementation.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then our answer to it, but not the questions.
Okay.
All right. I kind of been monkeying with this last task on implementation, this paragraph. If you guys want to take a look at it and see if there's any other details, and make sure that we've answered the questions appropriately.
Sorry, I'm doing the.
That's good,
I
Aaron.
got this for a moment. So which one was it that you wanted us to check over again?
The task of the implementation task, where it has those 5 bullet points, and then the paragraph underneath.
Yeah, that paragraph where your cursor is, Keith. If you go up,
Okay, right there.
yeah. And then Aaron, if you want to go below that and read what I put.
Okay.
First and correct response and quantity. Approaching to ask whether they are willing to execute a short in the video interviews. Show that seminar to a local Google organization. In the process of contacting the NCC Food Science Department and possibly tool. If we did that promotional tool thing, would we still want to do the seminar?
We might not have to. I mean, if we could. Do you see
Yeah.
it? I mean, that could be our.
Yeah. My thing is, if we can get
Activist.
away without doing it, that would
Without
save
doing
a lot
the
of.
seminar? Yeah, I think that would be ideal. Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking about who is going to want to listen to us talk about this stuff, which it is interesting, but I think you've got either people who already do this kind of thing, like Interfaith Food Shuttle or something, and they're already on board with why it's important, or maybe not. Maybe that's who we contact. But
Maybe there were some people who would be willing to listen or something like that.
because they know how important food is, and they know how important food is to poverty, but maybe showing what we can tell them may be a little bit of a different tact. And
But
that's
Aaron, maybe we can use your idea and not only see if they'll want to use our video as resource.
right.
As a resource, then see if the Cooperative Extension would like to, since they do food and nutrition for low-income families and surrounding schools.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we can say we're going to put this on YouTube as well. At this point, it's not going to stop at the end of this course.
Right.
It's going to be something that can be viewed publicly.
Right.
All right, guys, I'm going to copy and paste the stuff about the journals to the actual Google site. If y'all are okay with it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
right, I'm going to copy and paste then our intervention paragraph. Or implementation, I mean.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Does anybody know how to change within the structure of the text boxes on the Google site for it to be more of a double spaced? It just looks really, hang on, I'm gonna save it. It looks really squished together, and I thought that about the intervention page too. I mean, maybe I'm being like overly picky,
I might
but
have to copy and paste it. What I did with the very first thing that we did, I pasted it in Word and spaced it in Word, and then
oh, okay.
copied it back because I couldn't figure out how to get in there and edit things. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems to use some of the Google Doc layout tools, but those seem fairly
Some of those are kind of
rudimentary.
elementary. I don't know if I just don't know how to get to the more advanced ones, but
Yeah.
They're there. Yeah, they're there at the top. I don't know. To be honest, Google Docs is it's really useful because of the collaborative capability, but it's not got the best tools ever.
right, you're right. Okay.
I was actually trying to do a thing in another class in Google Docs, and it can't actually format into columns, and that
Yeah.
was really annoying.
And it made you want to scream.
When you're writing a scientific article, you always do a two-column format. So
I did the same thing because I had to do a group scholarly. We had to do a research article and try to get it published, and to try to do that together on a Word document and email that back and forth.
Yeah. I think Microsoft has the live feature now, but I've never really tried to use it. I have no idea how good
You
it
know
is.
what? I haven't either. I didn't even know they had it.
So I'm almost done with Moodle. The only thing is I don't remember. I haven't done the articles yet. But then, so we had the final project proposal,
What the heck?
and then like our goal, and then the intervention. So are all those 3 paragraphs under intervention? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Hang on just a second. I have an edit conflict.
Oh, is it me, Erin?
No, it's Keith, but I don't know. I don't really like get what that means.
Just like the break thing.
Yeah, would you like to break their lock and save your changes? Yes?
That's
Sure.
That's probably gonna kick somebody out though. Okay, hang on. Let's see.
All right, well, I couldn't get the spacing right, but I'm going to leave it because I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah.
I feel like I think we've got a lot of specifics in here, and that's really what counts. So I'm going to stop being anal.
Rebecca, have you put the articles on the site yet? I don't see it.
Not yet. It was the conflict, or I couldn't post it. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can do it now. Copying. Copy. And if there's not a... Okay, I'm doing it right now. And save. Okay. 1, 2, 4. Okay, it looks like it's in there.
All right, yeah, I see it.
Nice. Hey, when you guys click on intervention ideas on the site page, does it have the format being like our goal is to, and then it skips down, and then like it's got some weird formatting? Is everybody else seeing that too?
Yeah, let me see if I can get in
Yeah.
there, copy and paste that. Oh, okay. Are you in there right now?
I can get
Weirdness.
out.
Okay. Let me see if I can. I think I did that, but I didn't mean to do it like that. Okay. So I am going to fix it. There we go. Women in technology, man, I tell ya. Okay. Now I'm royally screwing it up. Let's see.
Okay, so I'm pretty much done with Moodle. I just have a question if you guys are ready for it.
Yes.
Okay, so under the I think it's okay, so under the intervention ideas, so in our Google Doc we had 3 paragraphs. We had the one that starts with people, our goal, and the intervention. So should all 3 of those go in that intervention ideas?
I see a paragraph that starts with our goal, then some of our specific questions, and then under task B, the intervention will be meant. Let me go
So
back.
the final project proposal is not in here. I guess I should look at the site to
What?
Okay, so
What?
under,
There.
you know what? I'm just gonna copy and paste this then. This was different. Forget what I was trying to ask.
Okay, y'all, so I'm looking over the Google site right now, and it looks like problem statement looks pretty decent. It looks like I tried to fix that as best I could in the intervention, and
Yeah.
then
That's fine.
the task B looks fine, and then implementation, we've got that. It's just supposed to be one paragraph, right?
I
We're not
don't know
missing
how
anything
you
in that.
fix that.
What I'm gonna do
Yeah,
is,
to be honest, I think that's basically enough.
yeah. Okay, so
Is there anything else we have to do?
Somebody have that checklist.
yes. Okay, but it's literally just okay. So the checklist that I did is on the other page that's in the Hangout. I literally just copied and pasted from the Google site what we had to do, and so we've got everything up there. Is there anything else on Moodle?
The only thing I don't know, Rebecca, if you had a chance to look at was the under intervention ideas on our Google site, task B.
Okay.
Ex-
The intervention?
Yep.
Okay.
Task B, explain how this intervention might address the gender-related challenge. And then looking at that paragraph, I think you were working on all the articles at that point, so you might not have had a chance to read that.
Okay.
My only question was whether or not how women's contributions in food science and agriculture is more prevalent than what people may think. Do we need to add anything else in there, because we are addressing more than that? I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit redundant, which I feel, so that's maybe why I feel this way, but I just want to make sure that we're all on the same
No, I
page.
think it's good. I think it's good. Okay. I'm going to the Moodle thing. My God, my back is killing me from
Yeah.
this. I'm sitting on my bed, like, crouched over. I'm an idiot.
Killing me for unrelated reasons.
I know. I've been sitting in my chair.
I think I need a new mattress.
Okay, so the only thing I don't have is one more thing. Okay, so the phrasing, the questions we did, are those not on the site? No.
Like you're talking about the who's a farmer, who's
Yeah, do we need to put that or no?
I would put that we'll have a series of simple questions that mimic the doll test, or you can just say a series of simple questions that are preset to ask each respondent.
Okay, after that, I'm going to submit it because we're approaching.
Okay. Okay, and then we have to individually visit at least 2 group sites and provide feedback by Monday. And Dina, you're putting our names on it?
Yeah, I put our first names, like, in the subject.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's good. So yeah, if you guys want to like check Moodle real fast and then just like look at my post and like it visually looks pretty good, and it's a lot more than what most people have. So
Okay. And I don't mean to be a dog with a bone. I just added a little bit to that task B under intervention ideas, just to include that that not only are women's contributions in food science more prevalent than what people may think, but that they're essential to address the food-related challenges of the 21st century.
sweet,
Yeah.
I'll just add that real fast because we can edit it within 5 minutes. I think that's how much it gives us.
Yeah, and I just added at the bottom that we may be able to offer the video as a promotional tool for either NCSU Food Science or the organization we present to, which is kind of further along the lines of how we would be interacting with the community.
Nice, that sounds good.
Dina, I'm already looking at it. Do you want me to copy and paste and edit the Moodle thing?
I got it. I'm doing that right now. So
Great.
it looks good though, doesn't it?
Let's see.
Just saying, I think it finally came up. That did not come up.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Should be good now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Just, I know that you said some of them looked like not all that in depth, but like the first one I opened up looks about as in depth as ours.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That one looks pretty decent.
One I opened up was the women in gaming one. That's pretty good, actually. They have a decent thing going.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, actually, to kind of see what everybody else has come up with. Seems like I just don't know where all these teams came from, because it was just like I felt like I kept seeing the same,
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know, 15 names come up, and then
Well,
there's like
I
tons.
tell you, one of the guys I did collaborate with just randomly the other night, actually two of them. We just had a great discussion. We just bounced things off, and so I emailed two out of the three guys, and I said, hey, I don't, would you guys want to do another collaborate together at the same time, and would you want to do a final project? So one of the guys was like, one of them didn't respond, and the other one did, and he said, well, I'm going to do something with my friend, but you can be in our group. And then the next day, he emailed me back and he retracted it. And he said my friend has actually already emailed Dr. Murphy with our group, and you're not a part.
You're not invited.
Okay.
No problem. Thanks.
I don't feel dejected at all.
Yeah. So no, I don't want to collaborate with you next week anymore. But I think a lot of people were behind the scenes pairing up with people they already knew. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
that was my trouble. Glad I found Aaron's post, but
So, and then Monday is where we have to provide feedback to two groups using her criteria. Goodness gracious, what else does she want us to do?
So, real quick, I'm just filling out my team project information form, and I filled out the first part, and then it sent me to the Google site details. Do I still have to do that too?
It shouldn't.
Because it's asking for the link to the Google site, which I thought only one of us had to do, and I thought either Keith, you did it, or...
yeah, I already did that. Yeah.
So why did it, why do you think it sent me there?
Aaron, where are you going? Will you walk me through?
I just went through the lecture on Unit 6 to get to the team project information form.
Uh-huh.
And then I clicked on that, and it asked me for my name, my first name, last name, and then our project number.
Uh-huh.
And then after I submitted that, it's still the team project information form, and it says Google site details. Oh, it says these questions are only for the group member who created and owns the Google site, which is you, Keith, right?
Say again? Who created the Google site? Yeah.
So
I did that when I did the. Oh God,
I wonder
what is
why
this?
it made me. Wonder why it sent me straight to that. You would think it wouldn't.
Okay, so then I have to do it. Okay, so please complete. Team number. What's the number again? I'm so sorry.
1429.
29. So that's what you tried to do just a second ago, and it wouldn't let you?
No, it let me do that, but then it sent me onwards to ask about the Google site, which I figured.
Oh, gotcha.
I guess you don't have to do it if you weren't the one to.
I clicked no. It said, did you create? And so since I technically wasn't the one that created it, I just hit no.
Oh, I see. I said yes because
Right. Okay.
I just was like, yeah. I thought that was saying we. Okay. This makes sense.
It took mine.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
did
There we
you
go.
do that too?
Okay. I'm good now.
Dina,
Alrighty.
Were you able to do that too? I think you have to.
Sorry, what? Did you ask me something?
Dina, on the did you do the team project information form? It says individually complete the team project information form.
Yeah, wasn't it just the number and our names?
Yes.
Okay, so you
I already
did.
did that.
Okay, great.
And Keith, you did that obviously, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So looking at, if you click on the final project, Unit 6 lecture, it's looking to me like we've done everything we've been asked to do thus far.
I'm still confused, but I think you're right.
So all of these Google Docs and informations, like they're gonna be saved, right? All these two docs that we did tonight.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
you should be able to, and they automatically update. So whatever we've done on them just kind of saves. I am probably in the next day or maybe Monday going to clean them up a little bit so we can still use them as idea boards.
That would be great.
And then, so if you go to your and y'all probably know how to do this already, but if we needed to create a new Google Doc or get to yours, you just go to your own drive or click the link, because I think I just emailed you that one as well earlier. Because once we get out of this session, obviously they're not going to be in this session, but they should be in an email to you, and they should now be under if you go to your drive, it should be under shared with me, and then you see one that says final project, one that says proposal or something.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So the next, should we talk about when everybody can meet up? Because I know we have to do individual responses. See, I feel like her information is a little. So you have to individually provide feedback to at least 2 groups, and then individually or as a group respond to our feedback that we get on our proposal, right?
Right. So we all of us have to submit individually 2 on other people's, and then it said either individually or as a group respond to the ones that we've gotten. But I say we just get on there on Monday night, and whatever's up there, we just,
Yeah, we just respond to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do it individually then?
Yeah, I think so. And we could probably, even if we're doing it together, we just bounce off. Like if I reply to somebody that said something about it, then maybe.
What we could do is we could get the hangout going again Monday night when we decide okay, we're all going to respond to all this stuff now.
Okay. All right. So we're going to plan on meeting again Monday night, probably right around 8:30 again. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah. I'm signed up to do the collaborate at that time.
Okay.
But so what I'll plan on doing is I'll plan on replying to people's throughout the day, and then obviously somebody could just piggyback on what I've said, or I can piggyback. I can say, yeah, I agree with Keith. We didn't, when y'all pointed out we didn't think about this, and this.
Yeah.
I agree with Keith's solution to that, or somebody could say, yeah, well, Becca pointed this out, but maybe we could also do this. So it's still kind of collaborative, even though we're not coming up with a sentence together,
Yes, yeah. No, I think that's probably going to be easier, and I forgot, I'm actually off of work on Monday, so let's say we get feedback, and then we need to, as a group, decide, okay, yes, we're going to take maybe this person's idea. I guess my next thought is, what's our next step on our project, timeline-wise, 1. Are we thinking next weekend we go downtown? Because we're going to have to, we've got to get together our chart cards to show people and make sure our questions are set, obtain make sure we've got our videoing equipment all set together too. And then we're going to have to give us enough time for the post-filming editing.
Yeah.
So I just want to I was just feeling everybody out for what their...
Can anybody chat on Wednesday so that we can come up with a plan for the weekend, maybe?
Yeah, I can be available Wednesday.
Wednesday evening?
Yeah, I can too. What time? Same time?
I think that would be okay. Maybe 8:30 or 9. Keith, would you? And it wouldn't be a long thing like this, but we could at least just come up with, when we're going to meet, what we can try to do to get the equipment, and if we haven't already narrowed that down.
Next weekend is the 18th, 19th, and 20th, as far as dates.
Okay.
So, I can meet whenever.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, like you said, doing our little boards and stuff. So we're going to need a
we'll have to get that stuff done this week, I guess.
Well, that's kind of my question, too, because, 1, I think we kind of have to figure out how we're going to be dealing with Dylan from here on out.
That's true.
Yeah, because this was quite a bit of work just to get the idea rolling.
Yeah, this is a huge chunk, and I mean, he did come up with some stuff that he posted about, some of the different examples of women scientists to use. So it's not like he's not been a part of it. I don't know if we should ask him to be the one to come up with the
boards. I think that's fair.
But at the same time, I don't want to show up on Saturday and they're not up to par.
Right.
Yeah.
For real, though. That's true.
Not go over well.
Yeah, and because
How many of us could get together? I think, you said that you might be able to get together sometime this week. What if we tried to get together with him sometime this week on campus or something, like one of the libraries, and try to figure that out?
That's going to be real hard for me to do, because of where I live and work and stuff like that. Like, I'm off on Monday, and I may be able to. I took that day off just to kind of get caught up with school and to be able to have the ability to work on this if I needed to. So I may be able to switch the day that I'm off, but that's not for sure. So I can email my boss this weekend and find out if that's a possibility.
If it didn't work out, I wouldn't worry too much about it because you've contributed a lot tonight. So if it ended up being that we have to do this because you're busy, then that's absolutely no problem.
Okay.
Like, I don't mind if meeting with Dylan, and even if Keith can meet with us and then being responsible for coming up with the boards, because I'm not about to present something that's
Dylan, I wouldn't want us to push it on him alone because, I do want it to actually happen. So.
Like, we could tell him, be like, can you bring some signs ready, ready to kind of...
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we've probably done enough for tonight. We have email capability if people come up with other ideas, and we'll just kind of wait and see if we hear from him about this and kind of go from there. Maybe if we hear from him over the weekend or something like that, and we'll just make sure everybody does their due diligence on the Moodle forums for the feedback, and then making sure everybody reads what everybody says about our stuff. And we'll just go from there with a potential to do a session next Wednesday unless we change our minds. Does that sound like everybody's on the same page with that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's fine.
I wish we didn't have more work in this class to do during the week, though.
I know. It's like we have a whole other unit that's due, so that's great.
Okay, and let's take a look. I'm looking at that, and
I'm taking genetics with this class, and I'm like, so much work. Like, it's fun.
Okay, so the 14th and 15th is the collaborate session, so don't forget that y'all have got, that's Monday and Tuesday if you haven't signed up already for those. I'm in the Monday night one. And then the Unit 8 is the 16th and 17th. Is that that's Wednesday and Thursday? So we have a quiz on Thursday.
Okay.
And then on Friday, we have a mini assignment. No, that's due on the 20th. But we have a discussion forum. Whee! Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, but
right.
for now, it looks like there's not something actually due on Wednesday. So we could come back on Google Hangout on Wednesday night, probably like 8:45-ish.
Yeah, that
okay.
sounds good.
Because I was going to actually see if I could meet my cousin after work that day.
Okay.
And I may or may not be able to, but if I did, I would have that information,
Okay. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Well, I think we've done awesome, and I've enjoyed working with you guys, and I think we've got an awesome start to everything.
Thank you guys for being positive, and I've enjoyed this. I mean, not really, but I've enjoyed doing it with you guys.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Have a good night.
All right.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.